SPF 50 is just fantastic.
I'm as excited, if not more so, as I am about this new product as I was when I first heard about the Sunforgettable sunscreen.
Sounds like the miracle in the bottle.
If you have over 50% of your patients with pigmentation as an issue, and how many would you feel like almost all of your patients have issues with pigmentation? And I would say that we oftentimes don't think of that, and again, someone might come in with rosacea or wrinkles, but pigmentation, it is the first thing that we look at. It's really that color and light reflection that we actually see first and foremost. We all of a sudden learn it's probably a little bit more UVA that creates some of the melasma and photosensitive problems. The UVB may cause more of the tanning. We also learned that heat causes pigmentation. This is probably going to be the key that sets this product apart from the rest of sunblocks and other things. It's really incorporating an anti-inflammatory property. And so we know when we see pigmentation and melasma, we have our top layer of skin, we have the epidermis separated by the dermis. And on the top layer of skin, we get these thick cells together, the stratum corneum, that gives a dullness to the skin. So we've used exfoliants physically or products. So we want a keratolytic agent that'll help break that up. As we move down from epidermis to dermis, we have our color cells or melanocytes. And we all know there's about every 10 cells, there's a melanocyte that produces pigmentation, melanin, and then transfers it to approximately 36 cells. And their transfer process from sun and inflammation also creates more pigment on the skin. And then the inflammation, which is down deeper in the skin, where we have our cells communicating to each other.
It has some active ingredients as well as sun protection in there. So it's got titanium dioxide, zinc oxide, but it also has some anti-inflammatories. And because of that, it stops the process of inflammation, which leads to pigmentation. So not only are you protecting your skin against the sun, but you're protecting your skin against that cascade that forms the brown pigmentation in the first place.
This is going to be a multitasker. So 3-in-1. We've got our sun protection and the UVA and UVB. And again, we know that that UVA is a critical product for stimulating melanin. So you're going to protect both areas, which I find is still a great piece of information we need to convey. Camouflage. You look great right away. Who does not love instant gratification? And then 3, it is treatment. You've got an anti-inflammatory, a tyrosinase inhibitor, and you're helping with cell turnover.
Compliance with regimens that we prescribe as physicians, we know is really subpar.
Because they have to put too many different products on their skin. If it's too much work, patients aren't going to be consistent with it.
It works in 3 separate ways to actually not only provide the SPF 50, but also to lighten and fade and treat some of these damaged spots that have been caused long ago.
Because it does all 3-in-1, it's going to be convenient. Patients are actually going to use the product on a daily basis.
They took 28 patients between the ages of 40 and 65, and over a 3-month period of time evaluated the product with excellent before and after photos. And they took patients with Fitzpatrick skin type 1 through 4. They applied this SPF 50 and allowed patients to use their normal routines that they had been using daily. Over this period of time, photos were taken at 4, 8, and 12 weeks, and they had clinical gradings, self-assessments, some Visia before and after, and then just questionnaires about how they tolerated these products. When these individuals came in, and their clinical grading post-primer, so as soon as they put this product on, their baseline was that if it was down to 100, they would have clear skin. So this is what they noticed with their pigmentation. And what happens is at week 12, when they put their primer on, they notice less pigmentation. So you can see the clinical difference. This is a patient assessment post-primer. So as soon as patients put this on their skin, over 90% have less sunspots and pigmentation, and also skin tone evenness. People feel that their skin looks better and less pigmented.
It's very unusual to see clinical results from just a topical product after 12 weeks?
As physicians, we're number people. And we like to see numbers, and we like to see evidence that the product works and works as it's supposed to.
What kind of active ingredients, what kind of delivery system, what's the percentage of active ingredient?
Studies have shown that over a 12-week course, it does decrease some of their pigmentary problems.
And then the clinical grading was done at 4, 8, and 12 weeks. And so you can see again, it actually improves over an 11% gradient that patients see less pigmentation as time goes on with their skin. And this is just their bare skin. This is without primer. And so the clinical grading system, there were 6 components: skin tone, fine lines, radiance, skin smoothness, pore size, and overall appearance. And you'll see it at baseline, and darker color is 12 weeks later. So across the board, everyone felt that all of these important components to your skin value were improved. This would be a classic patient in our practice. And what we look at and what I see frequently is that perioral hyperpigmentation. So this is her baseline. This is at 12 weeks out. And this is post-primer. So this is at the same point of the second photo, but with a primer. And you can see how much easier it is for her to cover pigment. And as this continues, the skin will get better. You're protecting it and you're reversing it. And so then we have another patient, and when we look at her skin, she has a little inflammation, a little rosacea. So again, as you look at her baseline and 12 weeks out, you'll see more uniformity to the skin and not so much dullness on the face. And as you look post-primer, again, she's got more uniform skin. And so we see the same product applied on individuals who have a little bit of different baseline skin color. And that is also very nice to have one product that seems to work. And then we have a third patient that is diagrammed, and we see it at baseline and 12 weeks out. You really can see a striking difference. As you work with these patients, we focus again on that perioral pigmentation, really trying to cool that down, and especially underneath the eyes. I mean, that's what patients, when they're looking in the mirror, that's one of the first areas that they look at. So with the study results, at 12 weeks, clearly there were less fine lines, pigmentation, smoothness, radiance, skin tone, pore size, and overall appearance. It was safe and well tolerated, and there was a lot of positive patient feedback. We also see a medically proven product that will help block pathways that we know create pigmentation and also help reverse pigmentation, and statistically significant improvement, and patients seem to love the product. So I look at this product as the smart product, and that's how I will market it to my patients.
I was thinking of the melasma patients who are frustrated, sun damage patients who are complaining of the brown spots.
A lot of my patients have similar problems. Most of them have some of sun damage and even pigmentation. So to introduce the product like this to my practice, I think it'll be great.
So I've already called my husband, who suffers from a condition, melasma, and he said, I've got to get some of that. I have to have that. So I think that's going to be the reaction that we're going to see with a ton of our patients.
It's easy to use, and it's actually an enhancement. So when I put it on, I look better.